Yo, what is up? It's your boy RG in the building, and I want to welcome you guys to the Deidara guide that I'm going to make. Now, I do have a new mic, so I am still trying to test it out. This is the first video that I've recorded with the mic, and I only got the mic yesterday. So, just testing it out, seeing how it goes. I hope you like it as well. Just gonna put it out there because I think at the start of the video it was making some noises and I was a bit like so I kind of cut that out, and then I'm gonna do my intro again here. That way I can make sure that there ain't no interruptions, no noises, no nothing. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. Without further ado, enjoy the video. So as you all know, I use all the ranged characters, so 10, Utakata, Shino, all of them. And Deidara is another really good ranged character, probably the most popular ranged character. Well, now it actually might be going for a Utakata wave. As I said, like in my other video, did I put Utakata on the map, etc, etc. But before him, it was Deidara, and Mizukage was about as well because of his cover fire, and obviously Tamari was the meta ranged character, again because of her cover fire. But I'll be going through all of those other characters, but today we're going to talk about Deidara some more. So the overview of Deidara is a character where you want the opponent to waste their subs. You want to annoy them with strike backs. You want to, you want to zone basically. Deidara, because of his jutsu, if you look at Shino, if you look at Utakata, they have very, like, their jutsus aren't really made for zoning. They're more defensive jutsus. Tamari's can kind of zone, but it's on the floor. Same thing with Mizukage, so it doesn't really track and it goes straight. Deidara's jutsu out of all of them has probably the best zoning jutsu out of all of the ranged characters, which is his twin birds. Now, his birds hit grounded. I think they designed it to hit grounded because I think they wanted one to hit and then the second one to follow up and hit them grounded. So I think that's why they designed his jutsu to hit grounded. Alright, his birds, they're very quick compared to Utakata's as well. So, they're moving very fast. You see Utakata's bubbles move slow. His birds all move pretty quick, right? So for that reason, he can pressure from here. His art combo as well, which we'll get into more later, the one where he throws out two birds, can catch people walking to the side sometimes. So yeah, so he can do bits. He can do bits from a long range. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, if you use his tilt, like I said, the whole thing, we're going to get into it, but Deidara is a character where he can zone you out. He doesn't have to, he's going to be in the air a lot as well because of the guarantee stuff you can get from the air as well. So putting him with some air supports as well will be really good. He's also reliant on getting your opponent in the air as well, because he can get a lot of guaranteed things and a lot of like Deidara tricks when your opponent is in the air. So that being said, he's really good with a strike back, as they kick you, as he has a lot of tools to give you a strike back, as well as any air jutsu, because he's going to be in the air. So if you're building a team around Deidara rather than putting Deidara in a team that's around someone else, then you want jutsus that can support you in the air as well as support you at a range. His combos, like I said, they only have one combo, but his combos are still pretty decent nonetheless, which we'll get into very shortly. But I just wanted to give a little overview on Deidara, and what he's good at, what he's reliant on. Obviously, again, due to him being a ranged character, his damage output isn't going to be the best. His jutsu is really good though, so obviously hitting his jutsu is good. But like I said, all ranged characters, they're not designed to have beefy damage outputs, but they are more designed to waste your subs, be annoying, fight you at medium range, make it hard for you in the neutral. That is what they're designed for. So let's get into the combos. So his circle combo, right? So obviously he's a ranged character, so the meat of the character is his Shuriken, as he has an up combo, down combo, and a neutral combo in his Shuriken. But his circle combo, they only have, boom, just the one. It doesn't matter if you hold up or down, he will always do this. Now this combo gives you a strike back, and which obviously helps him, because if you want to get a strike back and you want to play off of that, then you can, it's there. Another thing about his combo is you want to play off of this kick right here. Now the reason why is because obviously that's a big stun, a huge stun, right? So this is what you want to play off of. His hits are very slow, like that. This is one circle, so he does 2 hits in his first circle, but it's very slow compared to like this. See, look how quick that is. See, as soon as I press circle, he's there. Same thing with thing. But as soon as I press circle, he's there. But when I play Deidara, look, there's like a little, it's a bit slow. So for that reason, you're not gonna win any mashing wars. You're not gonna win any mashing wars with Deidara because he's a bit too slow. And if you're fighting people who like play close range characters, like even if it's like a Neji, a Storm4, Kakashi, Itachi, Pain, Nagato, you know, Azuma, Naruto, like they're gonna beat you. So you know, you don't really want to mash them out, but you can, you know, actually no, sorry, this is where I explain what he is good at now. So that's 2 circles, so 1 and then 2, yeah. So because that's his first 2 hits of his circles, right, that is his support combo. The shadow combo from the start of the combo is always the first 2 circles of the string, basically. So his support combo gives you so much more time to do whatever you want. Look, I had time to go make myself a hot drink, come back, drink it, go back in there, get me some dessert, come back, eat it, maybe watch a YouTube video, maybe watch another one of my guides. How I start it is like, I'll do something like this, and then I'll start it like that, like stuff like that. Or like, let's say I'm Pain, then I might do his grab, come back and still combo you. That's how much time I had just then. Look, so much time. I have so much time to do whatever I want, and that's really good. Do you know what I mean? That's really good for Deidara when he complements his team, because like I said with Takata, range characters are good paired with someone. That's where they shine. Yeah, you can maybe get away with playing them on their own because obviously they have good tech, but they shine when they're paired with someone. Yeah, that is where they shine. So giving someone like this, either he was to use, like for example the last Sasuke, where he can get his combo in and then he can get his pull in, you know, where he whiffs the first 2 hits and then he plays the 3rd hit and then he gets his pull and then you can charge your chakra. Gives him so much more time to do that, so much more time to do that. You do that and then you can even do it wherever. So that is one thing that is really, really good with Deidara, his support combo, right? Now there is another thing which also works in conjunction of that, and that is his Chakra Shuriken. So this is going to lead a bit into his Chakra Shuriken as well. There's not really much to go over, but I'm going to give you a little bit of detail and then I'm going to go back into the circle combos. So his Chakra Shuriken is a better stun than you think it is. It's no Tamari, it's no Mizukage with no eyebrows, but it is a good stun. Now you wanna, when you throw Chakra Shuriken, the best way to throw it is in the air, right? And this is, remember what I said in the overview when I was saying that he's better suited in the air. So if you throw another one when he lands, that is a legitimate combo. Even if it doesn't matter where it's from, you can be across the side of the map. It's a combo. It doesn't matter where you throw it from, it is a combo. So that being said, right, in neutrally, if you throw your jutsu, you kind of have like a longer stun to work with. If I was to do that, see, look there, you have a longer stun to work with, to like layer or anything. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a Rasengan or whatever, you have a longer stun to work with. So that is something that, you know, is really good for Deidara, and you know, it comes out pretty quick, and he throws 2 birds next to each other, so it's not like throwing a single kunai. It's not slim, it has got some size to it, so it can clip some people, etc, etc. So that's another thing to point out as well. Now going back into his circle combos, talking about the stun, another thing you can get off is another circle, another starting to his combo, which then becomes like a mini kind of infinite, which is really good for Deidara, because that means if you have, look, because you're not using a lot of chakra, like you're using chakra, but look, I've cycled through how many times and like I'm still going, yeah. So this means that obviously Deidara can make people want to sub, because obviously people don't like repetitive, like, you know, when you restart something, people don't like that, because they're like, oh, if they restart it, then that means they can keep going. So when you do this, and you throw it up and you do it again, like you're essentially, you cycle through it twice, they're gonna be like, I don't know about this, and losing a bit too much health, boom, sub. And this is where this plays in. If you sub, now if you watch some of our tutorials, right, when I was talking about Water Spare Academy and stuff, if you sub a support combo, you sub in place, whereas if you sub a normal combo, you sub behind. So if you say, for example, you cycle through this twice, and then here you do this, if they then sub, you then set up what we like to call a sub trap, where you can either jump, do this, and then if they sub, they can run into this, or like if your character is specific, you can go boom, if they sub, you can go into this. Like there's so much stuff you can do, depends on your team, etc, etc. But that is a good way to set up what we like to call a sub trap with his combos. So even though he has just this one 3-hit combo, he's still got if you put that in conjunction of his Chakra Shuriken, you got a little setup going on here. You know, you got the infinite going on, and then as soon as you think someone's gonna sub or they didn't sub, alright, cool. See what I'm saying? You can even do it from here. See? Do whatever. If you're Pain, you can even like bait out I don't know why I did that, because he can't sub, but you can ultimate to bait out the sub, and then Pain has his own mix that, you know, that he has as well. But yeah, so that is a little setup that you can do with his combos, right? So yeah, so when Deidara hits you, he's got options. Like even though he doesn't have a long combo, you pair that. If you get really good with quickly throwing your Chakra Shuriken and then going again, and you get good with his support combo, then you got, like I said, you got a really good setup to go with. Now, another good thing to mention with his circle combo as well is that he has pretty decent guard pressure, because his air hit, the first hit of his air hit, he drops so quick that you can actually, this is all doing it again is all guaranteed as long as you're quick enough. See, like I jumped a bit too high there, but as long as you're quick enough, he actually has a true block string. But you have to be quick on the jump. You can't jump too high. If you jump too high, then you know they can counter your air hit. So you want to make sure that you jump real fast, basically. How I like to do it is I slide my thumb from X to circle. See, look how quick that is. See, look how quick that is. It's really good. It's really good with Deidara. But you want to make sure you hit the guard, because if you miss that guard, look, unsafe as a mother. Like he float for ages and you can't do nothing about it. Look, the only thing you can do is switch. You can throw a Chakra Shuriken, but I wouldn't. If this happens, like if you float this, just switch. That's what I do. Just switch. Be like, oh, I'm off. Forget it. I don't want it. I don't want what you're having. So keep that in mind. Yeah, you do not want to whiff his air hit. Now, talking about his air hit now, as you've covered everything from his base combos. Talking now on his air hit, we can focus on his air combo. Again, he only has one air combo like everyone else. Nothing special, that's it. Can I please take, I took off support chakra rather than guard, thank you. So his air hit is this. Now if you see at the end, he kind of froze like a bomb. That's what the explosion is. He throws like a bomb. Yeah. Now if someone subs before his air combo, I don't want to do it there actually. I want to do it before. Alright, cool. So if someone subs his air combo, he actually throws the bomb, and you saw the tracking just now. So he still throws the bomb, and that bomb chases you down. Like, that's what that bomb does. I don't know why I put it back to God, but that bomb chases you down, right? So keep that in mind when you're fighting against Deidara when you sub, because obviously when that does happen, you can switch like this, like, and set up some stuff, like, you know, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. Yeah. So that is mainly the only thing with his air combo. I would say when he does do his steps, they do have a pretty big hitbox on when he kind of like does 2 steps on you. So people who dash you, I don't know if you saw my video with Maname for my Twitch highlights, you'll see him kind of dash me with Deidara like 2 or 3 times straight.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Oh my god.
And then they kind of have like back hits on him where he's stamping and he runs into the hitbox. So that can happen, but there's also times where it can't happen. So that's another thing to just keep in mind. So if you ever do get kicked by Deidara in the air, you know, okay, nice, it's just his hitbox. But apart from his air combo, that's pretty much about it regarding his circle air combo and his circle combos. So he's not quite bad up close as well, even though he is a ranged character. But obviously, you know, the fact that his first hit is slow, you know, he's not gonna outmash a lot of circle characters. now we can talk about the meat of the character, and that is his Shuriken combos. So obviously, as I've stated before, he has his up combo, which let me do his ult up combo so you can see. He has his up combo, he has his neutral combo, which leads into his air combo because it leaves him in the air. So because it leaves him in the air, it leads to his air combo, which is this. And then he has his down combo, which leaves snakes on the floor, which does that. So we'll talk about his down combo first. So his down combo, the main purpose of the down combo is those snakes, because his down combo does not always combo, and for these I'm actually gonna put on when damaged, yeah, just so you lot can see it. But his down combo does not always combo. So the main reason why you use his down combo is for these snakes, because if you switch off, they will still come, they'll still be there. All right, so that's the main purpose. This is probably the combo that you'll probably use the least, just because like it doesn't combo. One, the snakes are only on the floor, so there are ways to get around the snakes. Obviously you can try and lock them down with kunai, you can try and lock them down with a dash. Like there are stuff you can do, it's not the worst thing, but you'll probably be using it the least. You probably won't see Deidara players use this too much. You might see them use it like once in a blue moon, but that's about it. There's nothing special about the combo, but it is good to know. You know, you can do your whole lockdown. If you're trying to lock down your opponent, or you have a good lockdown team, then you know, down combo would be a good option, because you could just lock them down. Let's say if it was with a jutsu, so let's say you have like a Chidori or something, you do this, you deploy the Chidori, and then you switch to the person in Chidori, and you can just pressure them, and then the snakes will come out. Stuff like that. That's really it with his down combo. There isn't really much to it apart from it. You mainly only use the down combo for the snakes. It doesn't do anything else. That is the main purpose of his down combo. All right, so now his neutral combo, which is in my opinion his second best combo, obviously making his up combo the best one to use, and that is because with the bird you can actually switch, and the bird will still come out unless you're retarded like me. Unless you're retarded, like, okay, so I do this all the time, but because I'm making a guide, doesn't happen anymore. There you go. Alright, there we go. So you can get the bird to come out, which can give you some decent pressure. Obviously the bird goes full screen as well, like this. And on top of that, you can throw your Chakra Shuriken, where, like I said before, if your Chakra Shuriken hits in the air, you can go bap, bap, right? Add on the pressure, and obviously you can do his air combo as well. So it sets you up as well if you have a good jutsu on top of that. So you can like do that, boom, boom. Like, do you know what I mean? It's good, like it's decent pressure. It doesn't have great tracking on it, but let's say you have someone like a Darui on your team or a Shizui on your team, and you're doing this, so you lock them down. You know, it's just something that you can add on. So it still gives you good neutral control pressure in conjunction of your support. Because like I said, they're best square characters and range characters are best used with someone, not on their own. So keep that in mind, yeah. So that's why that's the main reason. On top of that, like this bird has his own hitbox on it too. So like if I do hit him, look, see, it kind of has its own thing So while he's on it, you can't dash for it, but I think when he throws it, you can dash for it. I can't show it now, but that's something that you guys can test when you're watching this video as well. You can test it, and you can even let me know, be like in the comment section, RJ, I just tested it, and you can dash through it, or RJ, you can test it or you can't. One of my viewers on Twitch did say that you can, so I'm gonna trust him and say that you can dash through it once he throws it, but I haven't tested it myself. So yeah, so in terms of his neutral combo, that is the properties of it. That's the way you can use it. If you do get a strike back, you can use it in the air as well. So look, this all combo, and then do like as a little guard manipulation there. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of a stun, but you know, again, you could continue pressure, so it is good options after if you got someone in the air. But you have a better option when you have someone in the air, which is your up combo. Now his up combo is the shortest one, and he does this. You rarely finish his up combo with the bird, so when he gets on the bird, you usually just stop it here. The reason why you stop it here is because it is sometimes inconsistent and it depends on the distance you are and stuff like that, but he actually has a infinite in this, which is here. As soon as you see him go like rise up like that, this is all guaranteed. So like this is all guaranteed, yeah, and that is a legit infinite. And because that stun lasts so long, you can even dash up and start a combo. You can hit an ultimate off it, you can hit a jutsu off it, you can hit anything you want off it, right? And that is why I would say that this is his best combo in my opinion. On top of that, he doesn't recover. I got tongue tied for a second, but his third hit doesn't take long for him to recover from his third hit as well. To why this is possible, you can even dash after it yourself if you're close enough, which I will get onto you why that didn't hit later. And yeah, so that is probably his best combo. On top of that, if I put the storm gauge on, if you have somebody in the air, am I blind? Oh, I'm not on the right one. If you have somebody in the air, his whole up combo will give him the same stun, like so. The only difference is because they're so high, they are able to throw kunai. Yeah, so you want to keep that in mind. When they're at a certain height, they're still able to throw kunai and interrupt you. So usually, if you are going to do something when they're on that height, then you usually want to switch off, and then you can even dash after, go for like a juggle or whatever. Yeah, so forth. Yeah, so that is another thing that you want to keep in mind as well with Deidara. When they're at a certain height, when you do it, then that will also happen. Another thing to point out, which you probably won't be using anyways, but his up combo, the last hit, does not go full screen. So don't think you can just go here and spam his up combo and go full screen and it will hit. It will not work. So that is another thing that I want to point out for you guys too. And to be fair, that is, in terms of up combo, that is pretty much about it. It's like I said, you mainly use it for the third hit. If they are in the air, then this is all guaranteed, and you get that extra stun as well. So you kind of want to put your opponent in the air for that reason. You can use a jutsu, like for example Maze Lava Jutsu, which puts you in the air, and then you can get that stun. Or like, let's say you have someone like Itachi, like so, and then you can get the stun, and then you can do whatever from here, you know, whatever setups you think of. Or let's say you have a pain, because obviously he bounces his opponent like this, and then you can tilt, and then you got someone in there like this, and then you can do whatever. Yeah, obviously I messed up last part, you're supposed to do this, but you're supposed to do this and then do it, but you know, you get the gist. You want the opponent to be in the air, because then you get all of this guaranteed, which gives you a stun which you can convert off of as well. That's the point. So having someone in your team where they can put you in the air is a good feat to have, whether it's for a jutsu or a combo or whatever. Yeah, so that's a good thing to think about as well. And finally, regarding his shuriken combos, is his air combo. So this is all a combo, that is all guaranteed. There are some times where I've had them block the last hit, but it's very inconsistent. I don't really see them block the last hit too tough like that, but most of the time, boom, that will all hit. So due to that reason, this is the combo you'll probably be using just as much as their art combo, if not more. So that's why usually, like for example, if you'll see me play Deidara, rather than going in and then doing this, where that could happen, exactly what you've seen, if I was to do the same setup, I'll do this and I'll jump and do this. And that, especially if I have a strike back, then I'll do this, come in, might do a fireball there, and then you get a whole thing. And then if you have another strike back, boom, it's long. That's what I'm trying to say. So that is another thing to why you want to use this probably the most. Now he's a lot safer than he's made out to be in this combo as well. There's times where people block it. If you block that hit, you can block, even if you're next to them. If they block it and they dash you, then you can block it. There ain't nothing they can do. If they do dash you in the air, again, I can't show you unfortunately, then you want to throw a Chakra Shuriken if they block you in the air, because that will hit. And this is where we go with air supports again, because if you block, you throw a Chakra Shuriken, you get a stun, and if you pair that with a touchy, then that's either a potential strike back again, which leads to him being in the air, which leads to his setups, mix-ups, or whatever you have, etc, etc, right? So that is why, like I said, in terms of Deidara, you want to be in the air a lot. You want to make sure you have some supports that can cover you in the air, some supports that can shoot you in the air, some supports that also have some range on you as well, because again, if you're making a team around Deidara, he is a range character. You want him to play at a distance as well to help him with the neutral game. You do not want to dash and mash with Deidara, alright, like I said, because his hits are slow. On top of that, leading into it, he has the shortest dash in the game. Look, his dash goes up to here. Look, I'm gonna go all the way back to here, yeah? That's it. That's as far as it goes. If I pick like a normal character like Pain, so much further. Look, I'm so much closer than was. That was just a normal dash, not a charge dash, not anything. Just a normal dash. Look, boom, closer. Deidara though, he doesn't go that far. He stops here. there's a bigger difference, way bigger difference. So that's another reason why. So if you are, for example, gonna double dash like this with Deidara, look, it doesn't run. Even if you do it like this, see, look, he doesn't like get there. So when you're doing that from a far range, you gotta keep that in mind. So he don't get there, you get there, but he don't get there. So that does affect obviously offense. So you got, when you are a Deidara player, you want to keep that in mind, rather than if you are playing as him double dashing, you want to jutsu and dash with the jutsu instead. The jutsu has a lot of tracking on it, and he shoots out too, and due to the fact that he kind of lingers there for a lot, like he kind of like does like a little spin, he's there for a while, which obviously gives you mix-ups of if you are actually gonna go in or not. You could do this and you still can go back. Obviously you'd be closer as Pain. So I just did my little setup off of principle. just cause, which, you know, we can lead into the tilt, because I think I covered his dash, like I said, the fact that you have to double dash and get in pretty close, stuff like that. Rather use his jutsu rather than his dash, because he has such a short dash, and obviously his air combo also hitting, which obviously leads into a strike back. So now if we do get into his tilt, he has the only tilt where you can actually tilt and the tilt will still come out. He's the only character that can do this. If I do it like here, see, it stops. If I do it here, it stops. But if I do it with him, as soon as he comes off the floor, he's off. And those spiders he throws, if you watch one of my Walls of Despair members, E_B, also known as Mr. Air Force 464, you'll see his kind of episode called Naruto Funnies, and you'll see those spiders literally like circle you, like you see how like when I showed you earlier when he was throwing the bug, it will literally circle you around. Like the tracking on this can be insane, right? So it is a good, so if you're ever being aggressive, you can always do something like this and then dash in, use those buds for extra stun, do whatever. So you know what I mean, that's really good for Deidara. The like abuse that you be creative with it. All right, now I'm gonna show you like one of my tech where I'm creative with it. I'm showing you a little bit of RJ tech there. If you were in one of my Twitch streams, you would have seen me do it. But this is another reason why. Hello. Okay. This is another reason why you want to use him with strike back. So as you see, okay. So why is my combo not working now? Hello. As you see, he jumps up. So if you do this, okay. So execution's out the window today, guys. And you blocked my cut. Hello, I'm making a guy here. You better. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving mad. See that? You see that? I guard manipulated him with the tilt because I did literally I jumped dash the same way like I did to the juggle, landed, did the tilt, and then the tilt guard manipulated him. You can also combo the tilt as well, but if you delay it at the right time, you'll get a guard manipulation for a guaranteed combo to the person you switch with, and that is a little setup that I like to do with Deidara. Obviously if you're too late it will miss, and if you're too early it will combo, but even if it combos, I'm just gonna do this. Even if it combos, this here, there's still stuff you can do. Boom. Yeah, so there's still stuff you can do even if it combos, but that's a little setup that I have that you lot can, you know, put in your pocket. You can call it the RJ special. That's, you can call it, you know what I'm saying, the RJ special. Yeah, so when you do it, you go, I'm gonna hit you with the RJ special. Alright, let me stop. But yeah, so that's a little thing that I like to do with this tilt. Apart from that, like I said, you can tilt out combos. Like let's say somebody is double dashing you, you can literally just do this to go straight over it. Like I said, utilize the fact that he levitates himself and he's just chilling. Utilize that. You know, you can always switch if you want. You can use pain to cover you as well. If you have an air jutsu, you can use the air jutsu to cover you as well if you want to sit as him, or you can still switch off and, you know, save Deidara, whatever you want to do. All right, so his tilt is really good for having that dynamic, making people worry about the bugs after, and all sorts. It's really good for setups. Like his tilt in terms of setups is really good, and if you know RJ likes a good setup. So I think the other thing we have to cover, I think we covered everything. I think we spoke about his jutsu. Obviously his jutsu doesn't really shoot out straight away, just in case I didn't. Like for example, if I do touch his jutsu, boom, he shoots out. But if I do his jutsu, you see how he kind of waits and then takes off. So you can use that to kind of get in before the jutsu, just to give them something to worry about. Whereas if you do like a fireball, you kind of dash behind the jutsu or with the jutsu. Yeah, see that? You see how you dash with it or behind it? With Deidara's one, if you do it that quick, you'll dash before the jutsu and then it will come after, which again isn't bad. It's a really good thing to happen because it gives them something to worry about and you get there before, so you can play around it like that. As well as it hitting grounded as well, which means that if you do hit someone to the floor, so let's say you hit them to the wall, if you do a jutsu straight after, it hits grounded. Another good thing that you can hit his jutsu after as well is that I believe you can hit it after his grab, I believe. If you jutsu at the right time after his grab, yep, see, boom, it hits right after his grab. It also hits after a counter. So if you hit a counter, you can literally jutsu switch, and it will also hit after a counter as well. Let me see if I can show you. There you go. So as I've shown you guys, it does after Deidara tilting a million times for some reason when I'm trying to make this man chakra dash. As you've seen, it does hit grounded, so after a counter. So yeah, so like I said, his jutsu, the fact that his jutsu hits grounded, he can really get, like, you know, grounded stuff after it. You know, hitting something into a wall and following up after a grab, after a counter, etc, etc. So keep that in mind as well when you're trying to get off that little bit extra damage. So I believe the only thing I need to cover now is his awakening. Now I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. You know, his awakening is the definition of dog poop. His awakening is terrible. So one, he's a big awakening. So the fact that he's a big awakening means there's a big hitbox, right? Now most big awakenings, like for example with touchies, usually the reason why, even though they have a big hitbox, sorry, Jesus Christ, even if they have a big hitbox, they usually have a lot of range in their combos. It's like, I think a touchy can like almost hit you. I didn't tilt. Yeah, see? Or they have like this. This is a grab. You can't, like, if he's next to you, you're not getting away from this. It's not gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, he has stuff about him. This man, look, that is one circle. Do you see how long that takes? Why does it take so long? That's one circle. This is his combo. That's it. That's all it is. That's his combo. So one, it knocks you down, which means if they stay down, you have to wait for them to get up. One. Two, it takes so long just to hit. I mean, if you hit it, I guess you could switch. You could like switch off and then try and do something. But what's the point? Like, what's the point? This is his jutsu. That's his jutsu. There you go. That's his jutsu. This. That doesn't track as much as you think it does, by the way. It looks like it does because he kind of goes side to side, but it really doesn't. His tilt. What's this gonna do? This ain't doing nothing for anyone. His tilt ain't doing nothing. This is his grab. Why does he do that first animation? Why does he go? Why does he do that? I know it does 2 hits, but look. Again, hits you down so you can't get any momentum now. Unless you switch off and do this. That's the only thing you'd have to do. You have to grab, switch, and then go from here to convert. It is a grab. So it's because it's really quick. You could probably do something with it. Come to think of it. You could just BAM! Okay, so it has no range on it either. But yo, you could do a quick thing. See what I want. But his tilt, never do his tilt. Never do his tilt. His jutsu, I guess you could do his jutsu switch and then go in like so. You know, it's still a jutsu at the end of the day, still a little son. His combos, slow as hell. If you do manage to get his combos, actually I'm not going to talk about that yet. Let's talk about his awakening actions. Yeah, that's one. Again, look at the damage. Doesn't do much damage. It's an awakening. They need to buff this damage. It takes long to come out as well. I mean, if you switch off it, I don't think it still comes out. Okay, so it does come out, so that's pretty good actually. To be fair, that's actually pretty good, but as always, it knocks you down, so it wastes your time in the awakening once again. But hey, who knows? Because I would just get hit by that. It does no damage. If somebody was to do that, I would just get hit by the awakening action, and then it just wastes your awakening time. I would just lay there, and then as soon as I get up, then I've lost a couple seconds. Cool, we're good to go. So that's the thing about, you know, this as well. The second one is that he uses what he's flying on and he shoots it into him and it explodes. Now this does major damage, but this has no tracking and you can block it. The only way you can confirm it is by hitting his first hit. Gives you a strike back as well, which is good. That's good. That is good, but the issue is they has a slow ass first hit. That's the problem. So the likelihood for you hitting that first hit is not that much, unless, like, I don't know, you was to, let me retry it. So the only way I can see you hitting it is if you did like a support combo like this and then you went in like that and then hit it. Like, let's say you had like this exact team. So if you was to do this and then do this, then that's the only way I can see it like happening. That's the only way I can see it happen. But like in terms of it on itself, probably not. So that being said, if you do have an awakening, Deidara is not your boy, unless you can support combo it. If you got someone in a combo, let's say again you have a touchy. Let's just transform real quick. So let's say you have a touchy. Let's say you're pressuring them. So you got them in a combo. Can you not block, please? Thank you. So you got them in a combo like this. Then you can just do this. Wait, support combo please. Support combo please. And then hit this and then go from there, basically. So if you do have someone in the combo, you hit them, you dash, you do your support combo. What's my execution today? I'm trying to see, and then you do this, and then you can go. That's what you can do if you want to do that. Obviously, you lose the awakening, but you get a whole bunch of damage for it. That what I would say is Deidara's main use for his awakening. Apart from that, I wouldn't have him out like that. I'd rather just set him up for that combo just there. So that being said, that is all from Deidara. His item set is the one that I've put on the other side, so not this one, but the one on the right side. So he has a okay item set. He has a damage up pill. He doesn't have a defense down tag, but he has a tag, and he doesn't have a paper bomb. He has those bags, kunai bags, whatever it is. So I would say if you are going to put him in a team, the item set I put on, which is Pain's one, is a lot better than the other one due to the fact that he has the paper bombs. So I would always put in another person. He only has one jutsu, so there's no reason to put Deidara first, because he only has one jutsu, he only has one awakening, ultimate jutsu. So like there's no reason for you to having to put Deidara first. So you can always put in someone else. You don't need to put him first, unlike for example Rinnegan and Shuriken Sasuke to get the Inferno Fireball, for example. Right, so that being said, that is it for my Deidara guide. It's probably a long video as well. I've been talking for a while, and obviously I'm going to be editing this down, but I've been talking for a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative for you. Now I have a new mic. I'm going to be uploading religiously too, to make up for the time that I haven't. So stick out for me as well. I am going to be doing like a kind of setup kind of video type thing, which you will see in the future. So without further ado, I bid you guys for farewell. Peace, sayonara. Oh, remember to like and subscribe as well. I forget that. Remember to leave your comment, like, subscribe. I'm trying to hit that 1K by this year. I want to really push for this year. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. Peace, sayonara, and adios.